Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes, okay? Today, I'm talking about the source of wisdom. Are you ready? Let's get started. For centuries, people have wanted to find the fountain of youth. Right? People traveled for months on ships to try to find the mythical fountain of youth because we'd all like to be younger, right? I think we'd all like to be wise. The good news is we can find the source of wisdom without a long trip. It's not mythical. It's not a fountain. There is a source of wisdom, and I want to share it with you today. Now, I want to start by saying that the idea for this episode came from my pastor, Aaron Brockett at the Traders Point Christian Church. You can get links to the church and to Aaron here, but this isn't really a religious idea at all. You see, we all want wisdom regardless of our beliefs, right? But the question is, where does it come from? So let's look at some possible sources of wisdom to determine what the true source is, right? Does wisdom come from age? Not so much. I mean, we all know older people, and older just means older than us, right? That are wise. But is everyone who's older wise? No. Which means age might help, but it's not a guarantee. It's not an absolute source. We can't just tap into it. I'm older, so therefore I'm wise. It's not age. Is it knowledge? Not so much. We all know book smart people that aren't necessarily all that wise, that are referring to the text rather than referring to something that might create wisdom. In fact, some of us probably have friends from school that were really book smart that maybe aren't necessarily all that wise. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with knowledge, but is it the source of wisdom? Not so much. What is the source of wisdom? The source of wisdom is application. Doing stuff. Trying stuff. Reflecting on it. Determining what worked and what didn't. Making adjustments. Coming back at it again. Application is the source of wisdom. So, application of what? Well, application of knowledge, right? We learn something, take a training course, watch a video, go out and try something. And as a result, if we think about it carefully, reflect on it, make adjustments as related to it, when we apply the knowledge and create a skill, we have a chance to build wisdom, right? Wisdom can come from the application of experience as well. From the trying stuff out and looking at it, and you can see that basically that knowledge piece becomes experience, and so the application of experience. When we try it, when we look at it, when did it work? How did it work? Wisdom starts to show up. So all of this comes from what I'm hinting at here is the idea of intentional application. Read something in a book, go try it. Get something in a workshop, go try it, right? Intentionally trying, intentionally applying, intentionally looking at what happened to say, how did this work? Because when we start to do that over and over, we start to build the source of our wisdom. By using our intuition and pattern recognition, we can say, this reminds me of that, and here's what might work better. Here's something we could try that might improve our odds. Have you considered that? This reminds me of this situation. Now we've gotten to the source of wisdom. Not just the calendar, not just the book, but applying all of that, reflecting on all of that, creating a storehouse of information and experience that we translate into wisdom. That is the source of wisdom. Let me close with today's tweet. The source of wisdom is applying what we have learned intentionally. Wisdom only grows in the crucible of life. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, and you liked sort of watching me walk you through this idea, I do it every week, and I hope that you'll join us. We call it Remarkable TV. Now, if you're or listening to this on the podcast, we release these earlier on Remarkable TV. So if you want to get a jump, you can do that. Or if you're watching and you want to say, hey, I don't want to miss any of these in the future, Remarkable TV. A link here to get an email reminder each week when one is released. Hope you'll do that. And because I'll be back next week with another episode of Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast.